welcome to this week's edition of Revved. My name is Andrew Kabura, and as always, it's a pleasure having you for an audience. Now on the show tonight, we cross over. We shall be driving a compact SUV, and among other reasons, you really would love it because it's one of the more popular cars on the African continent. We talk safety. Safety on Revved pretty much every time the episode is up and running. So we shall show you some traffic tips, just so making sure you are safe on those roads. We take you to the future, and of course, we share lots of interaction on social media. Welcome aboard. This is Revved Up.
On this edition of Revved Up, Road Review, brought to you by NC Bank.
There's one big similarity between all folks who have families and love a car that doesn't only take you to your village and back to town and also provides the space, but a car that is pretty much easy to maintain. Now, one of those cars is the RAV4. And I tell you what, that car has had quite a journey.
The Toyota RAV4 is a common sight on the streets of Africa. But this latest model is something special and different to the RAV4s we've seen in the past. Still compact and immensely practical, the RAV4 has updated its image to fit in with the modern, sleek look required by vehicles today. The grille and headlights are much more angular and give the exterior of the RAV4 a much more authoritative appearance. The vehicle we're featuring today is the top-of-the-line quality, and so it features a 2.5-litre four-cylinder petrol engine that delivers 176 horsepower. It has a maximum speed of 180 kilometers per hour and can reach 0 to 100 kilometers in an impressive 8.3 seconds. This new RAV4, therefore, is much faster and more powerful than the models of the past.
All right, there you go. That is the Toyota RAV4. It's had quite a journey now, hasn't it? And it's certainly one of the more popular cars here in Uganda. Now, on the show tonight, we have the latest version, which, by the way, has three different models. You have a 4x4, which is a manual. You have a 4x4, which is a mid-grade. And hey, because we are revved up, we have a 4x4, which is a high-grade. Yes, because we are revved up. As always, joining me is Futsum from Toyota Uganda, the training manager, to give us a quick feel of what the latest edition does look like, because I haven't seen that much of it yet, so I don't think most of our viewers pretty much know the details. High grade?
Yes, indeed, it's a high grade. In terms of driving options, off-road options, engine performance, safety, and the look. Beautiful look in terms of aerodynamics as well.
You talk about safety, you talk about performance. What are you talking about? What seat belts are we talking about here? How comfortable is someone, and what kind of performance are we expecting?
We are expecting a very high acceleration in a short period of time, and as well, very good torque for that acceleration, and fuel economy.
Fuel economy is certainly something we shall be very interested in and probably jump into a little bit later. But safety, I'm asking this because this is pretty much a crossover. So that means it has more work to do, more pace to cover. Safety.
Yes. Safety, when we talk about safety, we have two types of safety. Safety before the accident happens and safety after the accident happens. This vehicle is equipped with ABS system, vehicle stability control system. These systems protect you before you make the accident for maneuverability of the vehicle. And when you are involved in an accident, then you have the airbags help you reduce the damage. And the body is designed in such a way that it collapses instead of causing damage to the driver.
We're talking about 7 airbags?
7 airbags, right.
Look, I'm always uncomfortable every time we are on Revved Up and we are this far from a car. So I think we should get closer to this one, 132 kilowatts. That's some quite power for a crossover in there. Let's just get closer so Futsum can show us that engine, and then the best part of the show, always the best part of the show, take it for a ride.
Futuristic Vehicles, brought to you by Shell V-Power. The Kia GT concept vehicle was unveiled some time ago at the 2011 Frankfurt Motor Show. where it was hailed as the kind of car Kia should be making. It is a four-door sedan featuring a 3.3-litre turbocharged V6 engine with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Unsurprisingly, this powerful engine is capable of producing 390 horsepower, and it has a unique exterior design. Inspired by the 1970 GTs which were popular in Europe, it is silver and angular with propeller-inspired wheels that suit its aerodynamic intentions. It's not overdone, however, which gives it an air of simplicity and elegance. The GT's interior complies with the minimalist themes as it utilizes technology to replace buttons and dials. The seats are unique as well because their shape and positioning give them the appearance of floating. The colors are tastefully done, adding to the elegance of this vehicle. While this concept was created quite a few years ago, there's no reason why such a car should not be created today, as it combines luxury and simple comfort with power and speed. The sedan may not be the most popular vehicle class in production at the moment, but the Kia GT concept has an undeniable appeal with its ability to mingle the past and future into one stunning vehicle.
Oh, wait, just 1 second, folks. We're getting very interactive. We talked about this some time back. To join us on our official website, that is www.revvedup.ug. Our YouTube channel is up and running. If you want to watch any of the episodes you missed out or rewatch any of the episodes, that is Revved Up Uganda. And the good news is that our Facebook page is coming bearing gifts. That is Revved Up Uganda. We have a couple of trivia questions in there and quizzes. If you get them right, then you get yourself presents from Shell. So it's a win-win. Get to check what's happening in the car world through our social media. Win yourself some presents from Shell.
Car Care, brought to you by Toyota Uganda.
All right, so a new week, a new car care for you. And this week, we focus on a very, very emotional subject when it comes down to folks who either have cars, had cars, or are planning to have cars in the future. Fuel. Everyone talks about how you shouldn't buy a car that consumes a lot of fuel, how you should make sure you watch out for how you use your fuel, home, office, and wherever you're going. Well, we've come, as always, the Toyota Service Center, beautiful facility, which you can come to as well and get your car fully serviced. And on this beautiful platform that, of course, is Talk to Toyota, as always, we're joined by Fitsum, who is the training manager here at Toyota Uganda. Fitsum, this is a very emotional subject. So many folks focus on fuel out there. But I feel like before I ask you how I can maximize the fuel I buy, how does fuel operate with the car? Where does it go and how do we have a car pumped moving forward? Just maybe a quick scientific feel to it.
We know the power of the car is coming from the engine, and the engine needs fuel to generate that power. You can call the engine is the power generator. That power then is used to propel the vehicle forward. Now the engine needs three things in order to function properly. Clean air, which has to come from the air cleaner. Then you need good compression and then good fuel injection. We're talking about a diesel engine here. So if you have these three, then the engine will perform well. When you have air compressed, high pressure and temperature, then you inject fuel. That fuel will burn and push the piston down so the piston can rotate the engine. Okay? I hope that explains when it's a diesel engine. When I take you to a petrol engine, you still need three things: air, fuel, good compression, plus spark. But you always will need fuel to burn in the engine so that you get power.
Here is the big issue. Did you know that you probably are misusing your fuel? Did you know that you're going out and paying that money and you think it should take you somewhere and it's not getting you there because of your own mistakes? Now, Fitsum, folks talk about tire pressure, folks talk about AC, all that consuming fuel. But the issue is, how do I maximize my price to make sure that what I have paid for is what I enjoy? What do I do to make sure my fuel is not misused?
You've already started. If you know tire pressure is affecting your fuel consumption, regularly make sure the tires are under the specified tire pressure. AC on, off, will depend on you really. If you want a cold air in the engine, in your compartment, then you have to pay some fuel for it. It doesn't come for free. Power doesn't come for free. We know that. The other thing that are consuming your fuel could be maintenance of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Are you maintaining your vehicle? Is the air cleaner clean? Is the oil clean? Is the fuel filter clean? All these contribute to the consumption of your fuel. So that's from the service side. Okay. Now we take you to the driver side.
Yeah.
Yeah? If you're driving at a very high speed, you get a very heavy wind resistance, and that wind resistance needs power to penetrate through. So if you're driving at too high speed, remember you're consuming too much fuel. Say 60, 70, 80 kilometers per hour on the highest gear is the best speed that you can get, best fuel consumption. But you start going 100, 120 kilometers per hour, 140 kilometers per hour, you have to pay for it because you have to penetrate that wind at that high speed, and it needs a lot of power. The other thing that we normally see, and I sometimes wonder, is people, they start the engine and then it goes ram. What are you doing? The same with the motorbikes.
You're feeling your car, you're feeling your machine.
Wonderful, but there is fuel going on there, and that is money. You're basically wasting fuel. Actually, we call it in Toyota, we call that wasted acceleration.
You're
It's an acceleration you did for nothing. So avoid those things. The other stuff is your driving style. There are some people, they put gear number 1 and they will finish from there up to there when they could easily go to gear number 2. I don't know if it's too technical, but we have what we call RPM, revolutions per minute of the engine. Some vehicles do have that. If you try and maintain your maximum RPM to 2000, 2200, and when you reach the highest RPM, go to the highest gear, okay? Higher gear. Doing that will economize your fuel, okay? Driving style, maintenance of the vehicle, as we said, those are the basic things. The other thing can be overloading. If you're overloading your vehicle, you will definitely consume more fuel.
You have
more heavy load to move.
All right, thank you very much, Fitsum. Look, Toyota is not selling fuel, but what they're doing is giving you the tips and also the maintenance to make sure your fuel is efficiently used. So look at some of those tips and maybe don't complain next time when you're saying my car is a guzzler, when sometimes it's just simple maintenance issues. Bring your car to Toyota Uganda and have all that sorted out so you get what you put into the car. Plus, on the beautiful Talk to Toyota platform, we're now saying you can get the advice from the experts very, very easily by sending that email to t2t@toyota.co.ug and then in the subject line, put in Revved Up. Experts like Fitsum will be getting in touch and making sure you and I enjoy the experience.